Hey, this is Stuart and I want to ask you a quick question. Have you ever wondered if it's truly possible for you to make enough money on the internet to never have to work a traditional job or business again? I'm talking about being in a position to end that commute, stopping that trading time for money, and even better, never having to answer to a boss. Because if you have ever asked yourself that question, let me tell you that you're absolutely in the right place at the right time. Because in this video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you how you can. So if you're interested, let's go for a quick spin to my private office, my personal hideout where all the magic happens, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. You know, when I first started looking at making money online, it was never about Lamborghinis, big houses, flash holidays or anything like that. It was actually the fact that I was working 70 hours a week in a job, I was in debt, and I was struggling, to be honest with you. I started a franchise business, that failed, that put me in even more debt. I was getting panic attacks, I was feeling so stressed every single day of my life. My alarm clock was going off at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was getting home at 9 o'clock at night some nights, working weekends, and it seemed that I literally lived my life for the odd weekend off. But the reality is I was always too tired to enjoy it. So my motivation for turning to the internet was always about finding a way of living a stress-free lifestyle. And yeah, I admit it's been amazing that the internet has been able to give me a whole lot more than just a stress-free lifestyle. But one of the things that I've really realised after nearly 5 years of coaching thousands of people all over the world about making money online is that for the majority of people, you know, that is the single-handed most important thing that they want to achieve, is just more of a stress-free life. And that's exactly what the internet can do for you. It can literally change the way that you make money, but far more important than that, it can give you choices, it can give you freedom and flexibility. I can run my business from anywhere in the world as long as I have my laptop and an internet connection. And I just feel so fortunate to have built one of the fastest growing companies in the industry, teaching people all over the world how to build a stress-free lifestyle. And one of our missions that we have at the Six Figure Mentors, in fact our main mission, is to create 1,000 $10,000 plus a month income earners on the internet. And most of our people that come to us are newbies, so we're taking newbies every single day from having no experience to not only just making their first dollar, but getting them to that point where they can actually earn enough money to quit their jobs and live a lifestyle with a lot more choices, a lot more options, and fundamentally a lot less stress. Not only have we proven that it's possible by taking people from having no experience of making money online to making their first dollar and making their first dollar quickly, we're even getting success stories every single month of people having their first $1,000 days, their first $10,000 months. And we're only just getting started. And the fact that you're watching this video suggests to me that you're one of the people who really does want change. There's something that you're not happy with. I don't know what that is. Maybe you want more money. Maybe you want more flash things in your life. I don't know. Maybe you just want a lot less stress, or you want to retire your husband or retire your wife. Everybody's reasons are different. But one thing I can absolutely tell you is that it is possible for anybody to make money on the internet with products and systems and services that they can be proud of. And if you're truly motivated and you have a burning desire, what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video absolutely has the potential to change your life. So don't take it lightly. Listen to what I'm saying, watch the video, and I can't wait to get to the office. We're literally going through town now. My office is a couple of 100 yards away from here, and we're going to go into the office, we're going to jump on the computer, and I'm going to share with you the same system and formula that not only am I using to make millions of dollars on the internet, but more important for me than that is what many of my students are using to completely change their lifestyle and finally achieve that stress-free, flexible lifestyle where they're able to make choices and do things on their own terms. So here we are, we're literally just pulling up now, and I really can't wait to share with you this system and formula that I've got prepared for you. Okay guys, so welcome to my private hideaway where we're going to be looking at some pretty cool stuff. Okay guys, welcome to the inside. Now I have to tell you something, not many people get invited here. In fact, my own girlfriend hasn't been here, so definitely don't go telling her that you come along. Come with me. This is my private hideaway, and this is where I come when I really just want to get away and spend some time working on the internet stuff. And nothing else to say other than take a seat and let's get this show on the road. Alright, so let's get started. Now, one thing I want to highlight straight away is how this video is different to any other video that you've probably seen online before. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty fed up with a lot of the internet marketing videos about make money online. If you've ever watched any of them, you know what I mean, where they really just don't give anything and they talk a lot of rubbish. So I want to highlight to you before we even get started how this video is different so you can make an informed decision if you even want to carry on watching. Also, what that does mean is that this won't be the shortest video in the world because I've got quite a lot of stuff that I want to cover to you in a reasonable amount of detail. So if you want to pause it and grab a coffee, now would be the time to do that. If not, let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to be straight with you and tell you that I will make an offer at the end of this video. It is an offer that is not going to be for everyone, even though it is affordable for everyone. And the reason I tell you that is I don't want you worrying, thinking that I'm going to be trying to convince you to part with a ton of money at the end of this video. It's not going to be happening like that, and I want you to understand that as you're going to learn in this video is what we actually are going to be offering is something that involves the potential of working very closely with me and my team, which means this may or may not be right for you, or even more so, you may not be right for us. So I have to be straight about that, which I'll clarify even more detail in a moment. And number two, I'm going to show you how this business model works and then offer to help you if you want some help. And I want to tell you that straight at the start because a lot of the stuff that you see online is what you call blind selling. There's absolutely no knowledge at all or demonstration of what the business is or how you actually make money. They're just trying to get you to whip out your credit card and buy something, and then by the time you get through to the thank you page, you realize that you've bought a load of rubbish. So I want to tell you that, you know, you are going to learn more about this actual business model and how it works. But I must warn you that we only accept a limited number of people each month, because for the right people you're going to be very excited with what I'm going to be sharing with you, but I have to stress that we only accept a limited number of people each month, which again you'll be clear on as you go through the video, and so therefore time will be of the essence if you think this is something that you're interested in. And I must also tell you we do not accept everyone and you will need to apply. So I just have to be really transparent with you because the way that we work is very different to other opportunities that exist on the internet. So if that hasn't already put you off, let me try a little bit harder and explain to you who this system is not for in more depth. So number one, this isn't a system for people who don't want to work. So if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, then this definitely isn't for you. I don't know how many times I've seen different schemes on the internet, different you know, programs, many of which I've seen get shut down because they're these get-rich-quick schemes and pyramid schemes and everything else. I can absolutely tell you that that we're not looking for people who are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. We're actually looking for people who want to get to work and apply and learn a really solid business model. And number three, people who aren't willing to invest in themselves. You know, this is the real world, as I'll talk about throughout this video, and therefore, you know, if you are serious, that you will need to invest more so time than anything else, and you know, a small amount of money, something that will be very clear about if you apply, is you know exactly what's involved. And you know, the reality of it is that for 95% of people that we speak to, it's very, very affordable for them to invest the time and money that is required. But I just want to stress that to you at the start of this video. And number four, people who are excited about the next big thing. This again won't be for you. I don't know how many times I've heard stories of people who have jumped from one opportunity to the next, looking for the next big thing. And the truth is they never actually succeed. They never seem to ever have any success. And I believe the reason being is because they're not working consistently to achieve a consistent result with a proven business model, which is how we get so many success stories, is by keeping things consistent on a model that is proven. So here's our plan for the video. Let's actually get into something a little bit more exciting if you've actually decided to still stay with me after that. So first, let's determine why you really want to make money online. There must be a reason for it. Next, let's figure out what you need in order to get there. Then we'll examine 2 income streams that could get you there. You've probably heard of at least one, if not both of them. And then I'm going to show you the SFM business model that has made me more money than anything else I've ever done, and one which I've proven to be superior and faster than any other model. And I've been doing this now for several years, and I've found it very difficult to get excited about any other business model on the internet or even offline because they're so inferior to what I'm going to be sharing with you. And then I'll show you how you can get started using the exact same business model starting this week, or certainly potentially get started with the exact same business model starting this week. So my main objective is to help you understand how you can realistically replace your current income working on your own terms online. I want to show you how to write your own paycheck from home. How much do you want is the question. The truth is once you actually have a proven system on the internet, it really is a case of what you put in, you can get out, and it's a very, very scalable business. Obviously, there's limitations like there is in anything, but I've yet to really speak or meet anybody who, feels that they don't have the potential to write a paycheck at the amount of money that they would like to make. If anything, they feel overwhelmed with the potential. I also want to demonstrate to you how there really is total simplicity. There really is only 3 moving parts. And the reason that we have built our business model this way is to avoid overwhelm. I realized very early on in my coaching stages, when I first started teaching people how to generate income on the internet, was that the majority of people had been failing previous to getting in contact with us through sheer overwhelm. And in fact, my very first training course did exactly that. It really did overwhelm all of my students, and that was the first time that I realized that if I was going to really get maximum success stories from my students, then I'd need to really write a training program and teach a training program and build a system that would avoid overwhelm and therefore stop all the frustration that most people go through. And absolutely, we're going to have some fun, I hope. If not in this video, we're certainly going to be having fun if you apply and we decide to start moving you forward. Because at the end of the day, what is a decent business if it isn't fun? It certainly, in my opinion, would not be the best business to be working with. So first of all, part 1, what is it you want? That's the question. What do you want? And I want you to be quick on this and think about the first thing that attracts you to making money online. Is it so you can drive flash cars? I've had an obnoxious amount of different cars, 3 Porsches, BMW, 2 Aston Martins Vantage and a DB9. As you can see here, the Lamborghini and the Range Rover. Several of the cars I've loved, others I've not enjoyed so much. Certainly can say that in all of them, the penis extender has been broken, so I'm not being so happy about that. But the reality is it's something some of us guys more so than the women I find that I'm working with. Cars is something that kind of motivates us. I'll talk about it in a moment, but you do kind of get used to them, and you do realise that cars definitely isn't a priority. But if you can build a business where owning these kind of cars is an afterthought and something that you can do on a bit of a whim, it's pretty cool to be able to do that. Is it so you can be a famous guru? Maybe you want everybody to know who you are and what you're involved with and the business that you have and the lifestyle that you lead. I don't know. It certainly wasn't anything that really motivated me, but again, I do know through experiences that some people do dream of being that guru, particularly if they feel that they can help a lot of people in the market that they're in. It's something I can understand, although it's never something that I was personally too fussed about. Is it so you can spend more time with your family? I think back to 2006, 2007, around that time, my family probably barely even knew who I was. My own mother literally probably saw me once every few months, and when she did see me, I was pretty miserable. I remember one Christmas, my cousins said, on the Boxing Day after spending the day on Christmas to my mum, Stuart's really boring now. He used to be so much fun, and that kind of actually was one of those moments where I really realised that the situation I was in was not so good. Even my own family were finding me dull and boring. Is it so you can travel the world on a bit of a whim? You'll see here, this is a picture of me working. This was actually in Greece.
somewhere where I go back several times, Greece particularly. And you know, one of the greatest things about having an internet business is you can do what you want when you want, and you can run your business wherever you want. And without a doubt, I've taken advantage of that. Back in 2009, I was in Thailand for 6 weeks, and I went across to Malaysia, Penang, traveling around all different countries, enjoying different climates and meeting different cultures. And all along that time, I didn't have to worry about what was going on at home, or whether the money was coming in, or whether I was going to lose my job when I got back. The peace of mind was with me all the time, because it was with me in my laptop with the internet connection. I was in that situation where I didn't ever have to worry about any of the usual stuff that you worry about. Now, I recently ran a poll to find out what most people want, and I had just over 400 people on a live webinar that I was doing, and these were the questions that I asked. Number one, so they could buy a lot of shiny things. Was that why they wanted to make money online? Number two, so they could be a famous guru. And number three, so they could spend more time doing what they want and not having a regular job. Now, after doing that poll, even though I knew the answer, if I'm honest, before I did the poll, is what most of us really want is freedom. You know, it's definitely that flexibility. It very rarely is driven by flash cars, nice holidays. For the majority of people, if that's something that you already have, then freedom will definitely be high up on the agenda. But for most of us, we start out by saying freedom. But then we might achieve it. And what I'm going to tell you on this slide is a little bit different to what you might expect, because if you've never made money online, you may feel that what I'm sharing with you is not all that relevant, but I believe it is, because I want you to not make the same mistakes that many people who start to have success do. So we start thinking, damn, do you know what? It would be cool to have some more of those shiny things. You know, I certainly did it. Let me tell you a bit of a story. After quitting my job and making my income online full time, I started to really get motivated and focused by, you know, the flash things, the nice cars and everything else. I went out and bought my first Aston Martin. That was good fun, and you know, I was really growing the business. I was starting to work a lot more hours. And I was starting to build a team. We started a social media business. We had 3 sales guys for that business. We had a couple of support people as well. We had big offices, and overheads were going up. And you know, the reality is we did start building a business, bigger business, and that did enable me to buy more of the shiny things. But you know, what often happens is that we build this big business, we make a ton of money, we get the shiny things, we have the staff, the bigger offices, etc. But the problem is we then realise that most of the shiny things don't actually make us happy, and that having a big business is like having a job, and often even worse. Now, I never got into a situation where I can say that my business ever felt worse than back in 2006, 2007 when I was working my hardest in my job, but it was certainly heading that way. And I had a real light bulb moment when I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's made a lot of money on the internet, and was telling me about how he downscaled his business and really focused on one particular business model that worked well for him. He only had 1 member of staff. He had someone that did some support for him part-time, but he was, you know, this was a guy that was turning over 7 figures, almost 8 figures with 2 employees. So I realised, you know, that was a better business that he had built than necessarily just going out and trying to build as big a business without really thinking about it, just so we can go and buy the material things. And so then what often happens is we go back to where we started, which is wanting freedom. Now, like I said, you might be thinking, well, you know, right now you'd be happy just making some money online. But I want you to really, really picture this and understand how this might happen. Now, if you've already had a lot of success in your life, you probably relate to what I'm saying regardless of where that success has come from. You've probably bought the shiny things, the nice houses, but maybe you've been restricted by your job. Maybe you've been working 70 hours a week. Maybe your life at home has been stressful because you're always feeling stressed about your job and everything else, and you've realized that actually, you know, all this hard work, these long commuting, the long hours, has it really been worth it? I'm missing out on, you know, maybe your kids growing up, or missing out on some of the best time that you should be spending with your partner. And you know, you start getting motivated by that whole freedom thing again. So what on earth? Well, I want to show you how you don't need to go through this. You see, the only way to stop this cycle is to clearly identify what the true goal is. And this is something that we really focus on when it actually comes to coaching our students, because we know that freedom alone gets kind of old and boring. And what I mean by freedom is just, you know, imagine replacing the level of income that you're used to now, but being able to do it from home, and not having to work work a job. Well, that's going to give you a level of freedom, but unfortunately, the truth be known is that that kind of can get boring, because the level of money that we have in our lives doesn't really give us anything extra. We've just got the extra time, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it can get a bit boring. But we know also that stuff is cool, but ultimately unfulfilling. And anybody that has, owned, the nicest cars, the big houses, the yachts, or anything else will often tell you that, yeah, it's cool having it, but ultimately it is unfulfilling. And we know that managing a big business is a total pain in the arse, and just like having a job, except you don't get to screw off because survival depends 100% on you. And I really do remember getting to a point where I was working almost, not quite, but I was working almost as many hours in the business that I was building, managing the staff and doing all the things that I really didn't want to be doing as my business was growing. But fortunately, like I said, I was able to put a stop to that, which is why I'm even talking to you about this at such an early stage in this video, before we've even done any business or training together. So really, what are we after? Well, I believe the true goal is a stress-free lifestyle. So stress-free means being free to do what we want when we want to do it most of the time. If we're realists, this whole push-button money stuff doesn't exist, so we've got to realise, yeah, we're going to have to do some things at some times that, maybe work or commitments or meetings or, spend time in front of the computer. But for me, I believe that, stress-free for the majority of people is just having that ability to do what we want when we want most of the time. And for me in my business today, and certainly for the last few years, I've been able to probably do nearly all of the day-to-day runnings of my business in an hour or two. Sometimes I choose to work more. Some days, right at a random morning, I'll wake up and think, do you know what, I really don't feel like working today, and I'll go and do something else. But, for me, stress-free definitely means, being able to do what we want most of the time. I think stress-free also means having certainty that your income goals will be met predictably and consistently. There's nothing worse if you've ever worked for yourself, or you're on commission, or you work in a job which is commission-based. It's stressful not knowing whether you're going to meet your target the following month, whether you're actually going to find enough customers to actually keep the business afloat or pay the bills and everything else. And I think that you can't experience a stress-free lifestyle if your income isn't being met predictably and consistently. And I've been able to build a business that absolutely gives me predictability and consistency in my business and my income. Lifestyle, what I mean by that is designing the lifestyle that is perfect for the happiness of you and your family, and making that lifestyle become a reality. I can categorically tell you that for the majority of people who first get started in building a business, usually it's actually not for them. It's normally to maybe free up some time with their husband or their wife, so that they can spend more time with the kids, or maybe it's so they can provide a better roof over the heads of the family, spending nicer holidays with them. But the truth is, lifestyle, in my opinion, is very much designed, and your motivation is very much around the people that you love, your family, and the people you want to support. And I think if you can provide what you see as being, as close to perfect as realistic for the happiness of your family, then you're going to have a very stress-free lifestyle. So in summary, to live a good life, have nice things, and not have to do stuff that sucks. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? We can live a good life, do the nice things, have the nice things, the nice holidays, the nice cars, and not have to do stuff that sucks, like sitting on the train for hours around sweaty people, or having to do public transport at the busiest times, or doing all the things, having to answer to a boss, or like I said before, struggling to actually know whether you're going to get enough customers. So in summary, that's what I see as being a stress-free lifestyle. So I suppose the big question is, how do we get there? Well, one thing I do know is your blueprint for a stress-free lifestyle will change all the time. Maybe you want more things, maybe you want less. I can tell you, I started off wanting more and more and more. The last couple of years, for me to have a stress-free lifestyle, actually less is more. And I often find that's kind of the cycle for many different people. But a good starting point is to cover the essentials and get a little upgrade. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, thing number one, time freedom. The first thing you want to really try and do is achieve a way to replace the job or income from stuff that sucks. Okay, so maybe you do quite like your job, but it's just not giving you the time freedom that you want. I don't know, maybe you absolutely hate your job. What I do know is that if you can replace that income, at least you've got the choice to make a decision to whether you carry on working in that job, or whether you decide to walk away and quit, much like I did after 6 months of starting my whole online business ventures. Thing number two is enough money to live a good lifestyle. Now, most people shoot for their current income as their goal, but I know through experience, you can trust me on this, that for most that won't cut it. And you're going to want a little bit more. So what does it really take? Well, in my experience, for most people, it's around double what they're used to. It really is, because one of the things you'll find is that when you've got a lot more time, there are kind of a lot more things that you want to do with that time, which does come at a cost. So if you can realistically, aim to double what you're used to making, that's going to be a pretty good start. Now, just as an example for this video, I want to tell you that the average salary in 2012 for a sales manager, according to my very thorough research, in the UK, £46,000, which is about 70,000 US dollars. I think I basically went onto Google and typed in average salary for a sales manager, and this is one of the sites that came up on the telegraph.co.uk. So I grabbed that, 70,000 US dollars. In the US, on averagesalarysurvey.com, I found 65,000 US dollars was roughly the average salary for an experienced sales manager. And in Australia, 75,000 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to around 79,000 US dollars at the point of shooting this video. And I found that on livingaustralia.com. Now, I'll tell you now, I spent maybe all of 15 minutes doing this research. I just wanted to get a rough idea for the demonstration of this video. And for the purpose of this presentation, let's say that statistically, 72,000 US dollars would give you freedom, but we would still want a lifestyle upgrade. So if we know that they're kind of like the average sales manager or average job, let's just say for this instance was 70,000 US dollars, for us to get a lifestyle upgrade from going from $6,000 per month, which is the circa average income for a sales manager, let's double it and say $144,000 a year, which would be $12,000 per month. For most people, would provide them with a pretty good lifestyle upgrade. Now, you may be earning a lot less than that. Maybe you're earning more. I don't know. But hopefully this will give you a real good demonstration, and I want you to understand the potential of what we're talking about with this particular business model. So here we go. How to build a business that provides you with this life. Well, there are many ways to skin a cat. If you actually were to go out and research online, you will find literally hundreds of different ways of making money online. I can comfortably say I certainly haven't tried everything, but I have tried many different things. Much of what I've not liked the look of, or I've not believed in the actual process itself, and there's others that have just been too complicated. But the truth is, there are many ways to skin a cat. But within the internet marketing stroke, let's say home business context, there are two main business models that you're going to hear about to meet your goals, and maybe you've heard about both of them or one of them or none of them, I don't know. And there are pros and cons to each. And one model, which I'm going to share with you, which I believe to be vastly superior to any other. And surprise, surprise, we're going to spend a little bit more time on that one. So the three models: number one, the affiliate model; number two, the MLM model or network marketing model; and number three, what I call the SFM model. This is what I do. Everything that I've been able to achieve online over the last few years, the stress-free lifestyle, the level of income that I've become accustomed to, has all been achieved through the SFM model. So I want to sort of quickly go through these models and give you some sort of idea of how they can work. So the affiliate model. Well, the affiliate model pros, easiest to get started. Now, if you've ever looked at affiliate marketing, the reason it's the easiest way to get started is because you don't need to really do anything, which we'll discuss. You don't need to go out there and build websites. You don't need a product. You don't need customer service. You can have total anonymity if that's what you're after. You can be a ghost as far as your business is concerned. You don't have to even exist. You don't have to build your own website, and you don't need to get a merchant account. So if you're completely new to the idea of making money online, being an affiliate marketer is very simply where you drive customers, or as we call it on the internet, you drive traffic to a particular offer or a product. And when people purchase that, you get paid. You can do it through clickbank.com. You can do it through sites like amazon.com, one of the biggest affiliate networks that exists on the planet. You can sell physical products. You can sell digital products. I've made a lot of money through affiliate marketing, mainly through focusing on digital products. And I just want to share with you some of the cons that come with affiliate marketing. So first of all, you don't control the sales process, so you really don't have any control whatsoever, which means that you'll often be, only achieving low commissions per sale. You don't get any control on any upsells, cross sales, side sales. Again, if this is stuff you're familiar with, you'll know what I mean. But often, one of the biggest problems with some of the most saleable products on the internet is that the commissions are very low. So we're talking around $50 average, would be quite normal for an affiliate offer. Now, the other thing is you don't create a buyer list. So there really is very, very rarely long-term back-end profit. So what that means is that you could find a buyer who goes out and buys a product. You're never going to know who they were, why they bought the product, and you've never got that opportunity to go back and offer anything else. And I'm not necessarily talking about you physically doing that, picking up the phone, trying to sell anything else or anything like that. I'm talking about just using email marketing or systems to actually go back and offer them other products. You don't have that opportunity. You have to drive a lot of traffic, something that I'll give you an example on this. So to live a stress-free lifestyle, as we established, roughly for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to say $12,000 a month to live a really cool, stress-free lifestyle. Assuming that you make $50 per sale as an affiliate, that would often be selling like a $100 ebook or course or product. You're going to get around $50 a sale. If you're selling a physical product, you could be selling something for $300, $400, $500 to just get that $50 per sale. So, for many offers, you're going to get a lot less margin than that. But that will give you an idea. But to make $12,000 a month, you'd need 240 sales per month. Okay, 240 sales a month. Now, you'll also need to get 240 sales every month. And if you've ever tried affiliate marketing, 240 sales every month is quite a lot of sales. That's actually a lot of sales to have to make just to make your income goal to live a stress-free lifestyle. Now, assuming your offer converts, let's just say as an example, which is pretty normal for affiliate marketing, one sale for every 100 visitors, that'd be a 1% conversion rate. You'll need 24,000 visitors per month, 800 visitors a day. Now, if you're new to this whole concept, or if you've tried affiliate marketing, you're going to know that 800 visitors a day every day, 24,000 visitors a month every month is no easy task. Now, reality check. It costs money to send 24,000 visitors, unless you're some guru with some secret SEO strategy that you can actually do yourself without having to spend all of your time and hours in front of the computer doing it. You're going to struggle to achieve that. Let's talk about advertising. 50 cents per click, is a reasonable amount to be spending. Much of the traffic that I send to my sites is less than that, and some of it's sometimes more. But at 50 cents a click, that would be $12,000 in ad costs. So you'd have to be pretty damn good at driving cheaper traffic than that to make a profit, because otherwise you're just going to break even. And that's the struggle that many people have when they first start affiliate marketing, is they start getting their first few results, but then they very quickly realize that, by the time they're actually spending the money generating the traffic, the fact that they don't have repeat customers, the fact that they're not building a buyer list, etc., they realize that it's very, very difficult to get into profit, and certainly very difficult to build that stress-free lifestyle where they can walk away and do affiliate marketing full time. But who is this for? Because, I actually have friends who make a lot of money with affiliate marketing. And what I can tell you, that this model is great for numbers people. People who are happy to stare at a computer all day, analyze numbers, aren't afraid of spending large sums of money on generating cheap traffic to learn it, tweak it, improve upon it. If you can, really master affiliate marketing and traffic generation, low cost, cheap, highly targeted traffic, then this could be a business model that would enable you to achieve your goals. Now, let's talk about the MLM model, or the network marketing model. So this is kind of like, you may have heard of, the Amway, Herbalife. Lots of MLM businesses are, potions and lotions and things like that. Maybe home parties. Selling even underwear. I've heard of network marketing opportunities, Ann Summers and things like that. So the MLM model, let's talk about it. So first of all, one of the pros is definitely that you can get started on a low budget. And I think that's important for a lot of people who, are just venturing into building their first business, is that, you don't want to have to fork out, like I did with my first franchise, tens of thousands into, getting started. You can often get a pretty good training from your upline, because MLM is all about recruitment and building large teams. There are always superstars within the business. That means that you can actually often hear from these guys at live events or through trainings and webinars. Sometimes they have private training sites, and you can usually get some pretty good training from them. I've watched some training from some really big names and leaders within the MLM industry, and I can categorically tell you through experience that they know some really good stuff, and often they've been able to achieve some amazing things through this business model. You can earn residual income, and it can often be very long term. So, if you build a large organizational team and you've got a lot of product sales coming in, you're going to get that residual income, which means that month in, month out, that money is coming in, which is an amazing income stream to be generating. One of the problems with a job is that you are trading your time for money. With MLM, you're building a team. It's like having almost staff without the commitment and problems, because they're self-employed and they're working for themselves, and you can earn a residual income from their efforts, and it can often be very long term. You get to meet many like-minded people. One of the lonely things about starting a business is that it can get very isolating working from home on the internet, and you can get to meet a lot of like-minded people because of the large organizations, the large teams, the hotel meetings, home parties and stuff like that. You can have leverage as your team grows. It's like, as I said before, it's like having staff. Now I want to talk about the MLM cons, and this is what often will put a lot of people off. You'll need to recruit a team the size of a small country to earn enough to go full time. You're told to create a list of friends and family often. You then have to go and pitch them your business opportunity. Often very skeptical people, often people who are very negative about the whole industry as a whole. I can take that with a pinch of salt. I don't think the negativity of people who don't understand the business would ever bother me. What would bother me is having to actually make the effort of, pitching friends and family, when I'd far rather build my own business. And should friends and family want to come to me after seeing success and results, then obviously, as I have done before, I'd be happy to help them. But this is kind of like the other way around. You're kind of, you're encouraged to try and persuade, and you're taught sales skills and strategies and cold calling and everything else. You've got the constant attrition problems with team members dropping out and jumping ship. It's kind of like having a leaking bucket. Every time you put in 4 or 5 new team members, you get 1 or 2 or 3, sometimes the same amount of people dropping out. So you're constantly having to find new team members all the time, and it can get quite stressful trying to replace that. You often have to sell overpriced products to allow this business model to pay out higher commissions. So, you'll often hear about the MLM potions, lotions, and other products. And, many of those products you can actually walk into the high street shops and get very similar, or if not better, or sometimes the same products for a lot cheaper. I'm not saying that's the case with every business, but often you will find that, particularly, with a lot of the physical products that these MLM businesses do sell. Having said that, I do know some absolute raving fans of people who use products that are sold by MLM companies, and they're not actually in the business, or they're not actually recruiting or anything like that. So it's not a rule for all businesses, but it's just something to be aware of. And you'll need good leadership skills. So without them, you will struggle. Now, that's not necessarily a negative, because you may be sat there saying, well, I've got great leadership skills. But where it is a con is if that you don't, or if you don't feel that you want to have to lead people. Leadership skills are something that are very important if you're going to build a large team. As I like to say, the size of a small country, you're going to need to actually practice those skills. So to live a stress-free lifestyle with this particular business model, assuming you're happy to recruit for your MLM and you don't mind doing the whole friends and family, or picking up the phone and cold calling, you could easily expect to have to build a huge customer/distributor base of around 8,000 people, and have monthly sales volume of $1 million plus per month for you to have your $12,000 a month cut. So for the average person without a huge amount of time on their hands, I think you'll agree that that's quite a challenging target to have to hit. A lot of people that make a lot of money as network marketers, as MLM people, they are able to get into the business full time. They're able to commit a lot of hours right out the gate. They have naturally very good leadership skills. And to be honest with you, most people, if not all MLM leaders who actually have a lot of success, very rarely get it with the first business that they're in. They'll often build a small team in one company, jump ship and move around, gain lots of different experiences, meet lots of different people. Yes, often they will get into a company at a good time. They'll bring an existing team that they've been able to build, and then often they will get a level of explosive growth. But sometimes that can be very difficult to replicate if they have a problem with the business that they're building or the company that they're in. So for me, it was the industry is something that I certainly don't turn my nose at, and it's something that I believe can give the average person a great opportunity to build a business. But it's not what I would say is the fastest way to gain a stress-free lifestyle for really those reasons. You'll also have to be happy to make and take phone calls all day from current team members and to find new distributors. My very short spell in the network marketing industry, the first thing that put me off was the fact that my phone was ringing constantly. I had only put in 10 or 12 people into a particular company, and they were constantly ringing me, constantly sending me text messages and trying to get in touch and ask questions and everything else. And I realised that how on earth would I ever be able to build a large team and have any freedom and quiet time without my phone ringing all the time. And the chances are you'll need to hold hotel meetings or home parties to clearly demonstrate the business opportunity properly and build your team, which also means you'll probably need, reasonably good sales skills. From what I have witnessed, a lot of the best network marketers, really do a fantastic job on demonstrating the opportunity, and they really do often come from sales backgrounds where they've got skills of really being able to not necessarily just convince and persuade people, but demonstrate, I suppose, a business in the best possible light. And naturally, that doesn't come easy to a lot of people. So who is this for? Well, this model is great for confident leaders who love to network and aren't afraid to pitch their business opportunity to friends and family. You'll need to be good on the phone and ideally enjoy it. I think that you can't have a stress-free lifestyle if you don't enjoy it. And one of the things that I hear all the time is that yes, people are prepared to do the friends and family thing. Yes, people are prepared to sit on the phone, phoning leads, but they don't enjoy it. And they may see that as a way of getting out of a job, and they might be sacrificing the fact that they need to do things that they don't enjoy. But ultimately, at some point in the future, they're probably going to reach a point where they're feeling, that they're not running or building a business that they're, completely motivated by. And I've certainly been there myself. With a couple of businesses, particularly the franchise business and the social media business that I built. So here we go, the SFM model. This is the model that I was telling you about, the model that enables me to write my own paycheck and live a stress-free lifestyle without having all of the big businesses and all the big problems that can come with those, and the lack of freedom with a lot of other businesses that you can build. So first of all, in this model, you sell results-based information. Now, I'm not talking about potions and lotions or anything like that promise you can lose weight by taking a pill. What we're talking about is real solid coaching or training or products that enable people to get results based on what they're trying to achieve. So if you think of somebody who has a big problem that they need to solve, you're going to be the person who refers them to the product that's going to enable them to get the results. So you're in business because business really is about providing solutions to problems. And one thing that I found is if you can find a big market with a big problem, then you're always going to do all right. So we could be talking about the weight loss market. We could be talking about people that need to make more money or need more customers for their business. So this is something that I focus on, is actually promoting and selling results-based information. However, there are significant differences compared to the other two models. So first, you make a lot more per customer. Think residual income, but even more so, think $1,000 plus per sale. And also you've got repeat business. So first, I just want to very briefly touch and focus on the $1,000 bit. Imagine your current income right now. Think about your current income right now. How many sales would you need to make if you're earning $1,000 to replace that income? So if you're earning $3,000 a month, you'd only need 3 sales. If you were making, $6,000 or $7,000 a month, you'd only need 6 or 7 sales in that month. To actually replace that income. So it's the fastest way, and it is the way that I was able to, really take my business to the next level when I started promoting products that enabled me to earn that level of income per sale. And some products that I've sold have paid me over $10,000 per sale. And again, imagine, having 1 or 2 of those even in a quarter, every 3 months. That can make a huge difference. And the crazy thing is believe it or not, selling products that pay out, $1,000 commissions or higher ticket items isn't actually any harder most of the time than selling products that pay out $50 or $60. It's just about having an understanding of the process, the system to find the customers who are looking for that type of product. Second, you can keep your sales numbers reasonably small and only attract the right people. So this is one of the things that I love, is that you don't need to be doing 244 sales a month to meet your income goals. You can keep the numbers very small, which means that you don't have to attract tons of customers, meaning that you don't need so much traffic, you don't need so many leads, which in essence means that you can build the business a lot faster. And third, ideally, you will actually talk to people sometimes. Now, for some people, you may see this as a pro, as a con, which we're going to go through in a moment, but I just want to say to you that the people who get the most out of this business do actually speak to people sometimes. It can certainly help you develop and grow the business, particularly with products that you earn slightly higher commissions. So if you can be a little bit more involved in the process, whether that by email or offering people to contact you by the phone, it is going to help. So let's go through the SFM pros. First of all, you can get started on a low budget, unlike a franchise like I first lost my large chunk of money on, or even a brick and mortar or traditional business. Fewer customers needed in order to meet your income goals. So in comparison to pretty much any other business model out there, this model really focuses on not requiring a ton of customers to meet those goals and live that stress-free lifestyle. Very simple process, and overall it's about 95% automated. So all the telling, the selling, all the heavy lifting is actually done for you. You make back-end sales, unlike traditional affiliate marketing. You also earn residual income and higher commissions as well. So it's just a great way to actually get that business growing and expanding and meeting your income goals faster. You get way better results for your customers, and often traditional products that are out there, because you're selling results-based information, you are able to be choosy on the products you sell, or even more so if you're selling your own products. Unlikely for most people getting started, but if you're very confident in your product and what it can do for people, you're getting way better results for your customers. Even if you're just referring people to a product that you know, like and trust and can get results for people. And many of my students actually really focus on marketing our own products because the result they've been able to achieve, and they're so excited and motivated by introducing other people to what we offer. So significantly less work and labour needed to start. You can run and maintain this business from anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. Business consultants who actually close sales on your behalf, so you don't have to be doing any of the selling and telling and any of that. It's either tools and technology doing that, or we actually have business consultants who do that for you. And you can run this business, as I said before, from anywhere in the world, much like more so affiliate marketing than network marketing. A lot of the network marketers I know do have a lot of restrictions in terms of home meetings and meetings in their town and everything else. But one of the beauty with a lot of home businesses these days is they can be run on the internet, and it's no different with the SFM model. And you know what, in my opinion, customers are generally less demanding and generally cooler because you're attracting a certain type of customer. Something that I can't really go into a huge amount of detail now in this video, but the point being is that you don't have demanding evil customers that you don't want to deal with lots of customer service issues, because first of all, you don't have to do the customer service, and secondly, because you're attracting a certain type of customer within a certain type of business model, you're just going to find it a much less demanding business to run. So here's the SFM model cons. First of all, you will have to get into education mode. It's not something that you're just going to be able to plug in and put your feet up and sit back and relax. There's some skills that you're going to need to learn, as much as they can be learned by anybody. You don't have to be a technical genius or anything like that. You will need to get into education mode. You'll have to be prepared to market. So this isn't just push button stuff, like if you're ever going out there and buying these products that promise that you can click a few buttons on your mouse or press the enter key on your keypad and your life is going to change overnight. That certainly isn't one of those. I certainly personally don't see that as a con. I think it's just a lot more realistic, but for some people, having to be prepared to go out and learn skills and have to market is seen as a bit of a con. You'll ideally take some time to speak to people. Again, this is a con for some people, but it can increase profits drastically, as I said before. So, if you're someone who dreads speaking to people on the phone, although it's not something you have to do, you may see this as a con because, other people who actually, running similar businesses may be making a lot more money than you from the same amount of customers because they're that bit more proactive. So what I want to do now is actually explain the mechanics behind the system, the same system that you could find yourself working with. And when I say that, I'm talking about not having to build this stuff, not even have to understand it in detail. This is just the system and the mechanics behind the system that you could actually be working with yourself to be growing an online business. So first of all, what I do is I drive traffic, and I do that through various different strategies. Let me tell you, traffic can be learned by anybody. Anybody can drive traffic to a website. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. There are two main ways that you can drive traffic. One is through free strategies and one is through paid strategies. The advantage of paid traffic is it can be quick, instant, and again, anybody can do it very easily. The advantage of free traffic is obviously that you don't have to pay for it, so anything that you make after generating free traffic is 100% profit. The other thing that I like about paid advertising is that it doesn't take much time. So, I can actually spend, 10 or 15 minutes setting up a campaign that can drive hundreds of visitors to my site every day without having to spend a lot of time doing that. So once you drive traffic, what you're doing is you're sending them to a squeeze page, and that's very simply where somebody enters their name and email address on a website where you're making a promise. So for example, that promise could be, learn how to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, or it could be how to gain more customers for your business. It could be how to make money online, much like you entered your name and email address to watch this video. So once you actually come through and somebody subscribes and enters their name and email address, what you're doing is you're building a list of subscribers, and that's what I do. Now, when you've got a list of subscribers, what you can do is follow up and provide value. And what I do is I build systems that automatically provide that value. So whether I'm on holiday, whether I'm out in the cars, whether I'm out with my family enjoying myself, my system is automatically providing value to those list of subscribers. Now, if anybody had told me I'd have built a business that provided value on complete autopilot 6 or 7 years ago, I'd have thought they were having an absolute laugh, because my view of providing value is always a service, whether it be me on the phone or whether it be me spending time with someone. But what you can do with the internet is use tools, technology, even like you're watching right now, videos, to provide value on complete autopilot. And you can use autoresponders to actually send those emails to people automatically. And yes, you do not have to be an experienced guru to set all this stuff up. Next thing, what you're going to do is you're going to have a system that offers an entry product. And what that entry product is going to do is going to appeal to the masses. So you're going to get as high a percentage of people who are coming onto your list actually going through this entry product. Now, if it's a good entry product, what happens is people then go on and they'll go and buy your low ticket product. Now, what I mean by low ticket product, again, is another product that is affordable by the masses. We're normally talking about $100, $200, maybe $300 product where you can earn a really healthy commission. As an example, maybe $100 commission each and every sale that the system makes for you. The next thing is you're going to have residual income coming into your business, and this is typically done through membership sites and subscription services. So if you think about it, where you maybe subscribe for a magazine or Sky TV or satellite TV, I don't know where you are in the world watching this right now, but each and every person maybe pays an electricity bill. That is being debited from your account month in, month out, because it's a service that you require and that you want to pay for to benefit from the service that you're purchasing. Much the same with internet business is if you can provide or refer people to a service that they're going to pay for month in, month out, you're going to earn a residual income. So the beauty of that is you do the work once and you get paid time and time again and again. And what I want you to really understand is that this is built into the system that I use for my own business, and it's the same system that you could potentially find yourself using. The next thing is a high ticket product. Now, this is where most people never actually get to experience the results of actually selling a high ticket product. I speak to people who've been making money on the internet for long periods of time and they've never experienced high ticket commissions. Now, the beauty of high ticket commissions is you're earning $1,000 plus per sale. So if you can imagine what you need to do to replace your income, let's say you're somebody who earns $5,000 a month, you'd only need your system to sell 5 products that earn you $1,000 commission per sale, and you've actually replaced your income. And this is how I was able to replace my income and really explode my business so fast, is through high ticket sales. I can tell you now, without high ticket products within my business system that didn't deliver massive value to the customer but also give $1,000 plus commissions to me, I don't even know where my business would be today. But I could tell you this: it would be really marginally profitable in comparison to where it is today. So this is the mechanics of the system that I use to make money on the internet. Now, what I want to do is give you an example of a stress-free lifestyle using this system. So after driving traffic and putting people into the system, and remember, understand the mechanics of that system is automated. That happens on autopilot once you're actually putting traffic through it. What you're going to do is you're going to sell low-ticket products. So an example of that is, imagine in a month your system selling 40 products that make you $100 commission. 40 products at $100 commission. What you would actually earn is $4,000 commission through that system, through that marketing system, okay, through that formula. $4,000 a month if you sold 40 products at $100, do you think it's possible to find 40 people on the whole internet that have a problem and are looking for a solution, that are prepared to pay a couple of $100 where you can earn $100 commission? I can absolutely assure you the answer is yes. Then we can talk about residual income. So imagine if you had 200 referrals to somebody where you earn $20 commission for that referral. We actually pay our partners within our business system $20 a month and more for each and every referral that they make to some of our membership systems. So if you had 200 people, imagine if it even just took you 6 months or 12 months to find 200 people that could pay that a month. You're earning $4,000 a month before you even get out of bed. So whether you're on holiday, whether you're sleeping, whether you're traveling, you're with the family, if you've got 200 people committed to a service that pays you $20 commission per sale, you've got $4,000 a month coming in. Now this is the good thing. Let's look at high ticket. If your system in just the month of you getting started, as an example, made 4 sales for you where you earn $1,000 commission, again that'd be $4,000 in income. You may find that the system, like many people do, sells a lot more than just 4 products, but just imagine that, just 4 sales by having a smart automated sales system formula that works like the way I'm demonstrating to you. Just 4 sales would give you $4,000 a month, and you've got it. Those 3 income streams combined would give you $12,000 a month, and as an example in the previous slides, a stress-free lifestyle. Now, the reality is that I make over $100,000 a month on a bad month using this same system. Okay, and I want to give you the opportunity to understand more about that. So first of all, before we go on to that, the 5 magic musts. Now, first of all, no matter how much money you plan to make, there are certain musts that you've got to have in order to run this model and for it to work. Now, the first one is that the product you are selling must get results for the buyer. If you're going to consistently get upsells and people paying subscriptions and getting results, is absolutely the fundamental part of it. So you can't just build a business system as an affiliate with multiple different products. If you're not finding it's all linked together and the buyer isn't getting results, this isn't going to work. Number 2, you must have a marketing system that does all the hard work for you. If you want the time freedom and you don't want to be sat on the phone all day, you don't want to be convincing or selling or pitching or anything like that, you need the system to do the telling, the selling, the sorting and the sifting. Now, the first thing that I realised that got me so excited about internet business is the sorting and sifting side of it. Because in my previous business, I had to sit on the phone making phone calls, cold calls, trying to convince and convert people. And that was kind of my sorting and sifting process. Nowadays, I don't pick up the phone. My systems and technology do all the sorting and sifting for me. So I only speak, or we only contact people that we know want to talk to us, because the technology, such as videos like this, actually do the sorting and sifting. So understand the power of that. No big teams of staff on the phones, not even you having to be on the phone. We're talking about technology tools and systems doing that for you, and you don't even need to create it. Number 3, you must have an entry and low ticket products within your system that a high percentage of people are going to buy, so they can get massive value from it, and therefore they're going to obviously know, like and trust the company, the products, the services that are being bought. Again, going back to what I was saying, anything around $20, $100, $200, a high percentage of people are going to purchase. You then must have recurring membership that will pay you residual income, like I said before. So that's how you're going to get your subscription income coming in, time out, month in, month out, for you to actually explode your business. And number 5, you must have, and I can't stress how important this is, if you want to leverage your income fast, high ticket back end offers where you can earn $1,000 plus per sale, and these products will usually be an obvious upsell to your system. So it's not a case of selling somebody a front end product about weight loss and then selling somebody a high end product about gaining more customers. They all have to be linked. If you think about Apple as a company, the reason their business exploded so much over the last 10 or 12 years is all due to their products and the linking structure of it. If you think about it, iPads, iPhones, MacBooks, MacBook Airs, everything is linked. They're all similar. They all work together. They all connect together. You've got Bluetooth. You've got different ways of actually, sharing files and music, and they all interlink. And that's got to be the same with your actual business system itself. And my business system actually does that. So what I want to do now quickly is talk about my system stats to demonstrate a couple of points. Now, the first thing that I want to really discuss is automation. So back in July 2012, what you're going to see is a couple of pictures here. To the right hand side, that is a villa that I was staying in throughout the whole of July. I went out there for 4 weeks. I think we arrived on the 2nd of July. And you'll see a picture on the left with my laptop. That's me looking very happy. And the idea was that I was going to arrive there, do an hour or two hours of work each day in the sun using the Wi-Fi that this villa had. Now the funny thing is when I was booking, because it was so last minute and because this area is so in demand, there was only a choice of 4 villas, and I picked this particular one. It was like one of the least favourites of the 4, just because it wasn't as as good an area as the others. But I picked this one purely because it had internet, and it said on the brochure that they had internet there. So we arrived, and the first thing I did is try to get connected to the Wi-Fi, and it wasn't working. And then I plugged the laptop in directly to the router, and we got live. And let me tell you, it was an incredibly painful experience, because even trying to send and receive email was a challenge. It was just so slow, it was almost not even worth having. In fact, the only frustrating thing about the whole trip was the internet. So a couple of days I did go to hotels, and I got a bit of extra work done. I got a few Skype calls done and things like that. But for the majority of July, it just didn't work. I couldn't be bothered to get frustrated trying to work a slow internet connection. You've probably been there yourself, I'm sure. So I just thought, you know what, sod it, I'm not even going to bother. The business is highly automated, and I didn't really need to worry about it. I also flew my mum out there for a couple of weeks at the time, my sister, my nephew, and it's great to just be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my browser, and I'm going to log into my merchant account. These days I actually have, believe it or not, 5 merchant accounts for different things. But what I want to do here is log into my own personal merchant account, which processes my sales for my marketing system. And this is the same system that we've been talking about in this video. So let me just log in and show you something. So what I want to do is go back to July 2012. I was there for 4 weeks of the month, so I think I arrived there on the 2nd, got back on like the 29th of July. So I'm going to show you July sales. So let's go to July. And bearing in mind I really wasn't working, this is probably going to surprise you. What you'll see here is 572 sales, which equated to 100,150 and 95 cents in sales. 100,000, over $100,000 in sales, whilst I was poolside, sunbathing and eating out and doing all the things you normally do when you're away on holiday or vacation. And that was what the system was able to do whilst I was chilling out. Now, a couple of other things I'm going to point out is what you'll see here is credits. This is credits, which means basically refunds. 13 refunds, all low end sales, meaning $814.18 in refunds. So we're talking about a less than 1% refund rate. Now, the reason I point that out is because a lot of affiliate marketers who have done, affiliate promotions will know that, many products are, 10, 20, 30% refund rate. So what you actually make in sales in comparison to what you actually receive financially is very different, because the refund rate is, so significantly high. Now, because we're focusing on selling results-based information, we're talking about products that really do help people to get results, the refund rate is minimal, almost non-existent. I mean, $814 over $100,000 of sales, you don't even really notice it. So that's one thing I want to point out. Next thing what I want to do is just randomly select a couple of days. So let's go to a different month altogether. Let's go August. We'll just check the 29th, which that's July still. So this is a Wednesday. So Wednesday, midweek, 29th of August 2012, generate summary. What you'll see here, that particular day, 24 sales, $6,354.84. August I was back in the UK, quite possibly back at my desk doing a couple of hours of work. I can't remember it that particular day. But the point being is that, that's a pretty good day. But what I want to do now is actually break down those sales. So you'll see, like I said, those 24 sales. Now what I want you to notice is, these $116.40 sales, $97 sales. These are residual payments. These are, commissions that are coming in, month out. I've done the sale once and they're repeatedly coming in. You'll see a mid-ticket sale here, $600. But I really want to focus on these two, because if you look at these two sales here, I was just seeing if there was any others, but these two are together. That's 2 sales worth $4,000, which is well over half of that daily income. Yet most people making money on the internet, or considering making money on the internet, don't even focus or even consider selling higher ticket products. But that's, like I said, 2 sales is actually equal to over half that daily income. But also notice, like we were talking about, these low ticket and entry level products, and again these mid-ticket sales. I want to really highlight that because I want to demonstrate that I absolutely practice what I preach, what I'm teaching you in this video. There's the recurring, the low ticket, the high ticket sales coming into the business. So let's just do one more random day just to really highlight. So let's just grab a Friday. So this was a Friday, the 24th, back again in August 2012. What you'll see here, 26 sales. That was worth $7,825.87. Let's go and break that down again into daily stats. So again, you're going to see these residual payments coming in, 116, 121, 25, 116. You're going to see a couple of mid-ticket sales here, a 500 and a 600. Again, another couple of mid-ticket here sales. See some of these low-ticket sales. You're going to see a high-ticket sale here. There's another high-ticket sale here. So again, mid-ticket, low-ticket, entry level. So you're going to see a wide range of product sales, both residual, high ticket, but also mid-ticket sales. So I really wanted to demonstrate that so you could see this for yourself and really understand that this truly does work the way that I talk. And that's just one of 2 pages, so there are more sales on the second page, but that's really not that important. Now let's just go back to the presentation where I just want to carry on. And what I suppose the point is that I want to say is that this is the simplest and most lucrative business model I've ever seen. I've tried pretty much everything. I had a dabble at network marketing. It wasn't quite for me. Certainly the traditional way, pitching friends and family. I've done affiliate marketing. I think it's an amazing business. It's one of the easiest business models to run, but in terms of actually just following a standard affiliate marketing program, the truth is you're never realistically going to quit your job and build a solid income, just learning the traditional affiliate marketing model. And what I believe to be the simplest and most lucrative business model is what I call the SFM business model. And this is what the opportunity is. I want to personally help you implement this business model. So if you like what you've seen, I want to personally help you implement it. But as I said at the start of this video, this is not for everybody. So here are some requirements. First of all, you must be willing to work. You've got to attend the live webinars and watch the videos, the recordings, and go through the actual training itself. If you're not somebody who actually wants to sit in front of the computer for maybe 10 hours a week or something, then this isn't going to be for you. So you have to actually be willing to work. You must also be prepared to invest a small amount of money because this is the real business world. You see a lot of these systems and trainings and programs and affiliate products that you can buy that talk to you about generating income on the internet, and they're push button money systems. Well, in my opinion, they're all scams. So you have to understand that this is the real business world. If you want to make money on the internet, you're going to have to be prepared to invest more time than anything, particularly when you're getting started. That 10 hours plus a week is crucial, but also a small amount of money. Now, if you are wondering what a small amount of money is, that is why we're going to actually do the application process, so we can actually really talk to you and give you some honest guidance in terms of what you're going to need to invest to really get the maximum out of this business. It's like a lot of things. If you're prepared to put a bit more in, you can probably speed up the process and get more results, which we'll explain. But you can actually build this business using a marketing system and using this system and plugging in for probably just a few $100s. Okay, a couple of $100 a month here and there would be sufficient. But if you're someone that's like struggling right now to even get $100 or $200 together, then I would probably suggest internet business full stop is not for you, because for everybody that I've ever known who has got results on the internet have been able to invest a small amount of money and, like I said, some time to treat it like a real business. So if you do decide to actually apply, here's what this will do for you. First of all, you'll work with me and be in a position to earn whilst you learn. So think of this like a franchise or a partnership. This, as you're going to find out more if you complete the application process, we're going to make this a win-win situation. So there's a big incentive for us to work with you, myself and my team. You'll gain marketing skills that will enable you to make money in anything that you decide to promote online. In fact, many of our students have been able to really make a huge impact to offline businesses, either helping out other offline businesses or improving their own offline businesses with the education that we're giving you. I actually think that the only asset in this world today is education. I think even more so than money. You look at what's going on with the banks and everything else collapsing around us. You look at even gold and silver. That's a great asset to have to a degree, but I think there is no better asset than having an education that you can use to make money at will. You know, I just think that is the most important thing that you can achieve. And if you want to learn how to make money the new way, then this is what we're going to do for you. You'll also earn commissions on low ticket and high ticket products. You're going to build a residual income, so that income that's coming in, month out. You don't have to worry about having your own products, your own marketing system, doing any of the technical stuff. You're going to be able to earn this by just plugging in. And you can work this business from anywhere in the world. I have to stress that. It doesn't matter where you are watching this. You might be thinking, you know, Stuart's a guy who's based over near London in the UK. I'm sat in my living room or in my study in Australia or in the United States, South Africa, New Zealand. I don't know where you are in the world. We've got members in Singapore, Malaysia, literally all over the world. We're in, over 80 countries right now at the point of me recording this training. We've got students. So, and that's only going to get more. So a couple of sales have come in recently from countries that I've never even heard of, and I'm not even joking. I'm not going to say that geography was my strongest point, but some of the countries that have come in, I've really had to question whereabouts they are in the world. So don't worry about that geographically. And you're going to be able to use this system to meet your lifestyle goals by learning how to create a consistent stream of paying customers, because ultimately that's what business is. Business is about finding customers and selling quality products, and that's what this will do for you. Now, if you're accepted, you're going to get step-by-step training teaching you this system. So it goes back to what I was talking about before. What we want to do is give you the milestones and take you step-by-step through the system so you can actually start to get results. You're going to get live trainings with myself and fellow successful students of mine, and you're going to get private community access so you can meet other students. We're not one of those products or systems out there where if you get involved, or for most products, if you choose to buy them, you can't actually speak to anyone else who's using the system. We openly create a community to share ideas, bounce ideas off one another. In fact, sometimes I've been able to implement things into the business that I wouldn't have even thought of if it hadn't been for the newbies suggesting it. So we like to have a community so we can share ideas, and again, we've got members all over the world. You're going to get live event invites. I don't invite general public to any of my events. You'll see a lot of these marketing events where they're just basically pitch fest. You turn up and they're just, a guy on stage talking about making money, or, doing assets, or making investments, or making money on the internet, and then they just do this big pitch at the end. I don't do any of that. I don't need to pitch people at events. So all my events are private, and the only way you're going to get invited to them is actually to be accepted through our application process. And you're going to get use, this is the huge one, you're going to get use of my personal marketing system, making this a win-win situation where you can sell my products, you just collect the commissions, and we're going to teach you everything that you need to do. And I want to tell you that we've got some of the smartest people in our system, but we've also got people that will openly say they dropped out of college, they've not been able to achieve that much in the real world of getting a job and working hard for whatever reason, who are getting phenomenal results using our system. So it doesn't matter where you are. One thing I will say that is probably what everybody in our system has, and that is a burning desire to live life a better way, and mostly to having that level of freedom that we've been talking about. And you can also promote other products within your marketing system. So, if you do MLM, or you do affiliate marketing, or you do have your own products, particularly in the home business or, the internet marketing niche, we're going to be able to help you explode that. If you don't worry, it's not a problem whatsoever, but we're really going to give you the option to be able to do that should you wish. So as I said, this is by application only. We're very strict on that front. We do have limited spots available. I'm not going to give you some hyped up close to this video where I'm going to tell you that you've got to make a decision right now, otherwise you'll never get the opportunity again. But I will tell you that we do have limited spots available. The application fee is just $19.95, and it's fully refundable. Again, none of this, it's $300, $200, $100, or hey, but today it's $19.95. None of that rubbish. We have an application fee purely to filter out the tire kickers. If we had a free application process, we would just get hundreds and hundreds of applications coming in every day, and we wouldn't actually be able to filter out the quality applications that are coming in. So there's a $19.95 fee. It's 100% risk-free, fully refundable. Here's how it works. So first of all, you apply by hitting the button below. So hit the button below and you'll be able to complete the $19.95 order, which is actually going to take you through to an area which I'll talk about in a moment. As I said, it's totally refundable, and you're going to be contacted and interviewed by a team member, normally with 1 to 48 hours. But the great thing is that you can actually book your own time using our scheduling system. So once you've actually gone through the application process, you might want to have a look around where we're going to give you access to in a moment. But you can actually book your own time. So, if we're missing each other, or you're finding that it's difficult to talk at certain times, you can actually pick a time and book that with our online system for a good time for us to call. Let me stress, no sales calls. We're really not interested in any of this pressure selling. It's really just to help you make an informed decision to whether we can help you. And what we're going to do then is I'm going to invite you to a private webinar where I'll be showing you a more in-depth look at this system. So here's obviously a short video, completely free, teaching you my business model and system, trying to add a lot of value to the way that you may have thought about making money online. But I'm actually going to give you an invite to a webinar. It's not going to cost you anything. This is just a bonus, I suppose, to the application process, where I can actually do an in more depth look at what it is that we actually do. And if we're a good fit, you can then get started. If not, you can keep the bonuses and request your application feedback. Absolutely no questions asked. So if you're wondering what the bonus is, what I'm going to do is what is important for me is that you've spent a lot of time with me today, and I want to give you a fast action bonus. So this is for people who actually apply from the button below this video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you access to some recent workshop recordings, private workshop recordings, where I actually spoke and talked to some of our members about the quickest and fastest and most effective ways of making money online. Now, this bonus alone is absolutely worth a minimum of $497, and I'm going to give it to you absolutely free. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to gain more trust with you, so that when we do speak, you've got more awareness, more understanding, more knowledge of what it is we do, how that we do it, real value, real world value. And you're going to get access to that instantly, so you can actually start watching this. Now, I have had literally hundreds of emails from people over the last couple of years who have accessed some of my different workshop recordings, of our customers who have bought them and, paid often $497, sometimes $997. And I can't even begin to tell you how many people have said that I've been able to completely change the way that they look at making money, explode their businesses for those of them who have got online businesses, and get people making money far faster than what they ever believed possible, just from these types of recordings alone. And I'm going to give this to you completely free when you apply right now. So what I suggest you do is, if you're interested, is hit the application button below this video, get your application in. It's going to take you, just so you know, approximately 5 minutes to complete that. And then what we're going to be able to do is set up that call. You're going to get access to the webinar, you're going to get access to this bonus, and you're actually going to be able to start moving forward with this system and marketing system business model to start changing your life. My biggest motivation in being in this industry, doing this and helping people leverage my systems and technology, is the fact that I cannot think of anything more rewarding than being able to show people step by step, milestone by milestone, how to succeed online. And I want to finish up on just saying this, and then I'm going to let you go and get cracking on with it. So what I want to say is that, the secret behind succeeding online, if there is one, I mean, I don't like the term so much secret, because it's usually used in this industry in some slimy sales way, but it's about learning how to go from milestone to milestone. So I want you to think of like Mount Everest. When people talk about mountaineering, what they say, I've never climbed a mountain, but I just want to use this as an analogy, is what they say is that when you're climbing up the mountain, what you're focusing on is checkpoints, okay? Or I like to call those milestones in this business world, in the online business world. And all they're focusing on is moving forward to that next checkpoint. And they get to the checkpoint, they rest, they pitch up, and then they sleep, and then they go on and they're focusing on the next checkpoint. They're not concentrating on the top of the mountain. They're not concentrating on the other side of the mountain. They're just focusing on checkpoint by checkpoint. And that's how they achieve it. And that's how they achieve it a lot more easily than just sort of going on a whim. That is what you're going to gain access to by working with us. We're going to be focusing on giving you those milestones so that you can get over the mountain, down the other side, and get the results that you're looking for, because we're going to give you the step-by-step training, the modules to get you from A to B, or from the bottom of the mountain to the top and then back down the other side, getting the results that you're looking for. And very, very few systems not only give you the training, but also give you the tools, the technology, and let alone the community. And that's something that, should you be accepted and should we start working with you, you're going to have access to very shortly. So anyway, this is Stuart Ross. Thank you very much for coming through to check out this video. I know it's been a long one. Hopefully you've taken some value from it. Can't wait to see you on the webinar that I'm going to be doing with you, really taking you even further behind the scenes, and we look forward to talking to you very, very soon.